Hi, buddy. Welcome to Crime Stories Obsessed. Hi, Luan. Hi, Kate Mitchell. Hi, Susie Joe. Can you hear me okay? Hello, hello. I am absolutely livid. Livid. I am so angry right now. Have you all been watching what's been going on YouTube tonight? Yeah, Luan, yeah. I also caught a chunk of it. I've just finished work and I managed to catch a chunk of it. Hi everybody. Hi Ashley. Hi everybody. Hi Mimi. But I'm so angry that I'm gonna finish this night shift. I'm gonna get home. My mind's blown as well, Gina. I'm gonna get home and I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to sleep because I am that fucking angry right now. These two people have a missing 5-year-old child. And they're making it about themselves. Yet again, people have said to me, and I've seen it in comment sections all over the place, why isn't this about Summer? I'm sorry guys, if there's a noise in the background, I am in the car, just finished work. I need the engine on for the charger. But these two people have a missing 5-year-old child. And I have heard so many people say to me in the comment section, why is everybody making this about Don and Candus? Why aren't they making it about Summer? Why are all these videos about Don and Candus? The reason why it's about Don and Candus is because they're all over the bloody internet creating false narratives, showing themselves up and making this whole situation about themselves. This should be about Summer. All of this, from the very beginning, should have been about Summer. But it's been about a truck. It's been about whether Don's been at work or not. It's been about everything else other than Summer. I'm so angry that these two could come up with this ridiculous situation where Candus sits there and makes herself upset and cries down the phone to Mary. Yeah. Hi, in Sherry's opinion, yeah, Don is not in jail. So I don't know if you have watched Voices Behind the Wall earlier on channel, and she was kind of saying, I don't want to put words in her mouth, but she was kind of saying that she was done really with speaking to Donald anymore. And I couldn't understand why. And I was thinking, well, what do you mean? What's happened? Have I missed something? Now, we've all heard all over the internet today that apparently Don had been locked up. And it was everywhere. People were speculating, please, has he been locked up? We all need to know. And it's been this big thing all day. And then I watch this Voices channel, and they're saying that no, he's not been looked up. They'd spoken to him and he was at home, but they didn't want anything to do with him, and I couldn't understand why. So I'm searching the internet trying to find out why. And then I watched the Unmasked channel. If you haven't been across and watched that, I highly recommend you go and watch that video that was on tonight, because they played, and you've all got to go across and watch this if you haven't already been across, and watch this video where we can hear Candus crying down the phone to Mary, which I think is Donald's sister, the one that's put in the essay report to the FBI regarding when he was younger. And Candus is crying down the phone, hysterical, where you could barely work out what she was saying. There's a lady on the phone, Emma, never knew her name. Sorry, it was Mary, the sister, and I think it's Donald's sister. Now, she's put in an essay report, and she's made it known through speaking to Chris and everybody that she is going to press charges on Donald. So whether this was all about her trying to get some sympathy, trying to get Donald off the hook, trying to get to the point where maybe this Mary drops all the charges against Donald, because they've been crying. I mean, she was literally sobbing. You could barely work out what Candus was saying. It was ridiculous. But Candus was coming out with all these things like the FBI or the TBI, they're beating Donald up outside, and, it just sounded too over the top to be real. And, Mary is Donald's stepsister, I think that's right, yeah. And she'd put in this essay report. So whether this is all about trying to get Mary to drop the charges or what, I don't know. But what they've done is they've made themselves look absolutely fucking ridiculous as far as I'm concerned. Absolutely fucking ridiculous. This has been about a 5-year-old child from the very beginning. But no, it hasn't, has it? It's never been about Summer, because all it's ever been about is their truck. It's always been about whether Donald was at work, what Donald was doing here, whether I was being honest when I released these messages. It's always been about creating a narrative of something else. And so all these videos, you press on, Summer Wells video, you press on it, and everything, it's not about Summer, is it? It's always about Don and Candus. But it's because they've made it about themselves. They've made it about Don and Candus. How selfish can you be to try and take the limelight away from your own 5-year-old daughter that's missing? Yes, Mimi, these people are absolutely fucking insane. And I'm sorry, I never get mad. And you will never see me come on YouTube and get mad like this, but I am literally shaking with anger. I am so fucking angry right now. I just can't with these people. I just can't. I'd like to know what you think about all this. Like, Lauren, truth is stranger than fiction. You can't make this stuff up. You can't. I mean, who would have thought that Candus would sit there crying inconsolably to the sister of Donald, the stepsister that's just put in an essay report? Why? Surely I'd say, 2 out of 10 people that were supporting them before this have now got to have just completely lost it and said no, just like Voices have, and turned their back on them for this. Because this is ridiculous. Deep breath, Julie, I know. I do. I need to take a deep breath. I'm literally shaking with anger that these two people could be that selfish that they could take the limelight off their own beautiful little girl that's missing. And while they sat in the kitchen, crying inconsolably and making up yet another fucking ridiculous narrative, why are they not outside looking for their child? They're sick. They are Northwest. They're absolutely sick. And if you listen to this, Donald, if you're listening right now, you're sick. Because every time somebody says something on YouTube, the following time you do an interview, you back that up. So I said during my live last week, I can't understand why Donald doesn't do any searching. Within 24 hours, he's on YouTube, on a channel, stating, oh yeah, I've been searching with my friend, sorry about the American accent, it's really bad, with my friend, and I'm thinking, oh, that's funny, because you've just spent the last 70 odd days never mentioning the fact that you have been searching, and suddenly somebody brings it up online, you're searching. And it's the same with anything anybody says about them. The following day they come back with some, like, narrative to try and cover, what's been, yeah, they are so, you're right, Lily, they are so narcissistic. I thought that it was always him that was the narcissistic one. Whether they're both narcissistic or whether it's him telling her to do the thing. Do you think it was him telling her to get all upset and cry? Do you think it was him that told her to? Do you think he got her upset? Like, I mean, Mary has apparently sent this video over to the TBI. I mean, what are they going to make of this? If they know that he's not been arrested, what on earth are they going to think about Candus? We're going to send some people round to section you. That's probably what they're going to be thinking. You need fucking sectioning. I mean, I'm sorry, guys. It's just, I've been here for Summer from the beginning. From the very moment she went missing, literally the week she went missing, I'm putting out videos about Summer, pounding the videos out about Summer. It's about clicks and views. It's about clicks and views. No, it's not. It's about putting Summer in the limelight. And if it wasn't for me and all the other channels on YouTube that have been drawing attention to Summer, there wouldn't have been this huge media attention and this big widespread search and equisearch and everybody coming in. Because you hear about kids going missing all the time, but there's not this huge media coverage, and we've made it this media coverage. All of us are putting the videos out constantly and getting people's attention and drawing them in, and trying to get them interested in the case. And we've tried hard, and I went undercover to speak to Candus, hoping upon hope that I would get some information, something that would help with this case. And then when I do find some information, it's not her. It's just, I've just had a week of it, and then this has just topped it off. It's like people that are so honest in this world, like some of you that are listening now, as well as myself. I'm going to go from being really angry to crying in a minute, because this is just, why can't this ever be about Summer? Why? It's so sad, because they're just taking all of the attention away from her and putting it on them with all these videos that they're making, all these interviews and narratives, and it is. It's so awful. You don't think they sold her? I think something happened. Well, to be honest with you, I was thinking that there was a possibility that they could have sold her. But after seeing this tonight, that meek and mild Candus that we saw in that interview with Chris has gone for me. It's completely gone. And after hearing her in the background of some of these interviews that Donald's done, where she's swearing and shouting, we're in a different Candus. Grandma said to me she could kick his butt, no problem. And I believe her. Did Candus talk to anyone, Emma? Has she talked to Candus? I don't know. And all this shouting that Candus has been doing in the background, I wasn't sure if she was doing it because she was also on the phone, maybe to Candus, having a go at her, and maybe they've fallen out over all of this. Or, yeah, they're evil. They are. To draw the attention away from their beautiful missing child, to put it all on themselves, knowing that all that crying and everything would probably be leaked. Absolutely disgusting. And I tell you what, guys, if you two are listening to this right now, you should be absolutely bloody disgusted with yourself. And you should have a long, hard look in the mirror. Because you make me sick. An beautiful, blonde-haired, blue-eyed girl, you never deserved her. From the minute she was born, you never, ever deserved to look after that child. Because she was too good for your family. Who said they were lost then? The gooch. Do you not know what's happened? Have you not seen what's gone on? Seeing what Candus was capable of today, the crying and the craziness just made me think, yeah, she was capable of doing something crazy that day. But she wasn't. She deserved better from the minute she was. Guilt. Yeah. And if you read Grandma's message that she sent me, talking about we got home and we planted flowers and we did the laundry and we did this. Fuck off. Fuck off. No, you didn't. All three of you have sat down and come up with this story from the very beginning. I don't believe she ever made it home that day. I honestly don't. I think something happened. I think something happened to her, whether she hit her head, or whether you got angry with her and something happened, or she drowned. But something happened that day because you were not paying attention, because you're not a good mother. Is there anybody that's lost? The neighbours said that they heard screaming and yelling. Yeah, I mean, who knows? I mean, it could have been them shouting for her. You just don't know, do you? Thanks, mods. Hi, Janice. Hi, Twin. April said that she thinks that she was sold. They're bloody pathetic. Susie said they are absolutely pathetic and never deserved that child. And to be honest with you, don't have any more, because you don't look after them, you don't care about them, you don't watch them, you don't feed them properly. The teeth are all manky. Yeah, so do I, in Sherry's opinion. So do I. Or there was an accident and they've covered it up. But what I want to know is, let's go back to the point where, right at the very beginning, Hunter posted something on his Facebook page but took it down pretty quickly regarding Candus placing Summer in a well. I think everybody seems to have forgotten that. Now, he was asked that by Chris and kind of, laughed it off. But we seem to have forgotten about that. But then when Grandma said to me, oh yeah, after that video that we took in the car, the one on the milk jugs, it was another hour before we got home. Really? So what were you doing in that hour and a half then? Because we thought you were around the corner from the house. You know, seeing as Kingsport is like, what? A lot less than that to get home. Yeah, Linda, what happened to that? It seems like these incriminating things come out, but then what, we just like paste over it and kind of forget about it. I haven't forgotten about it. I'm just disgusted. I'm disgusted that they would go to this length. They've already pissed me off that they've created all these ridiculous stories and narratives from the very, very beginning. Called me a liar for talking to Grandma after giving up my time whilst on nights, giving up my time away from my daughter to talk to her all week, to be called a liar in order to try and get some evidence, to try and help. Creating all these stories. Yeah, innocent people, they don't lie. I'm shaking. For anybody who's lost and has absolutely no idea what I'm talking about right now, you probably heard all day throughout the day that apparently Don was arrested. It's a load of rubbish. Voices Behind the Wall spoke to him earlier on. He was at home. He hasn't been arrested. But what had happened is at some point, whether it was last night or this morning, I'm not quite sure, Candus had rung Donald's step-sister, the one that's putting in the essay allegation report, and she was crying so powerfully down the phone that you could barely work out a word she was saying, talking about how Donald had been arrested and how she loved him, and the police were beating him up and they were going to hurt him, and they were taking him to Boston in the police car, extraditing him over there for query what reason, we have no idea. Thank you, Susan. Love you too. So for anybody who's lost after this, you need to go across and watch Unmasked, because they've just played the video on there of Candus crying. And when you've finished watching it, get back to me and tell me how disgusted you were. Because it was a complete load of bollocks. And she sat there and cried that he'd been taken to Boston and locked up, and they were beating him up. And he's at home, apparently working on the house. So Voices Behind the Wall, I think, have said, look, we can't do this anymore. But while they're sat there doing all this ridiculousness, they should be out there searching for the child. And like I've been saying from the beginning, they're distracted from her. They've constantly pushed the narrative to suit themselves and everything. And it shows how narcissistic they are, because they've taken the limelight and the spotlight off the one person that matters the most, Summer. But no, it's all got to be about Donald. It's all got to be about how religious he is, and quoting the Bible, and, you know, all the other things that he's been talking about. And it's all been about them. Well, I'll tell you what, Donald. If you're listening to this, come on here and talk to me. Because I'd love to talk to you. But you're too scared to come up. You're too cowardly to come up and talk to me. Because I'll tell you what I think of you. I'll tell you what I think about your parenting skills, your narrative pushing, the way that you've taken the spotlight off your own daughter to justify your own narcissistic needs. Come on, I dare you to come up and talk to me. Let's have... He wouldn't. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. Can anybody who watched that? Who's listened to Candus crying down the phone? How many of you have listened to that tonight? Is it just me? Candus and Donald just get drunk and high now every night since their kids are gone. Yeah, well, I think they did that before the kids went missing, to be honest, Kat. From what I've heard, anyway. Obviously, I'm not there, but so I'm going to drop. I'm going to put the link in the chat. It'd be a good idea, wouldn't it? Let's get the link up. If I can find the link. I'm good at this. Here we go. Copy to clipboard. Right, let's drop the link in the chat for Donald to come up and speak to me right now. I'm sure he's listening. Follows my channel. Did you know? One of my subscribers. Probably doesn't want to miss anything. Just in case anybody says anything that might incriminate you, Don. There we go. There's the link. Just click on it. So who else watched it then? Anybody else? Yeah, you're right. Light pink mummy. Made you sick as well. Bawling. Never heard her cry. Yeah, never heard her cry over summer. But she can sit there and cry over Don apparently being taken to Boston. Who's this? Oh, I thought you were Donald for a minute there, Sarah Lee. You're welcome to come up.
No, I'm not Don.
Hi.
Can you hear me? Hi. Nice to meet you. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. Let me see if I can get this screen and then I can see you or see the screen. Let me see.
Oh, I have my camera
How
off
are you?
because I look horrible. I am tired. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm sorry, we're on 4G, so it's not going to be a very good service. I'm not at home at the minute. I'm in the car. I'm good, apart from being absolutely furious right now. Did you watch this?
I have not watched it yet. I'm in the middle of them. I just bought a home, so I'm doing repairs. I'm in the middle of catching up on stuff in the night here. But I have watched a lot of the Unmasked lately. And
Yeah.
wow, that's impressive. The digging they do, and it's impressive.
Yeah. They do some really good content on that channel, and I mean it shows with the amount of subscribers that they've got, and the comments that they have, and it's good. But if you haven't got across everybody that, you really do need to go across and watch tonight and see what was said. Even Chris McDonough was actually up there as well. But Sarah, you need to go across and listen to Candus fake bawling her eyes out. It was ridiculous, completely ridiculous.
I mean, I just my mind almost can't be changed. I'm kind of stuck in my theory, and it's the unpopular theory, but I really think for somebody who used to get to utopias, I can tell you, you take those in supervision.
Have we lost? I think we might have lost Sarah.
I think something unfortunately happened, and
hi, Sarah. Can you hear me? Sarah?
Yeah.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry, but I am gonna have to drop you down just because I can't hear you. It's
mhm.
I've got 4G rather than Wi-Fi, and it's just it's echoing and breaking up, and I can't really hear what you're saying at all.
I'm sorry. I'm out in the middle of nowhere.
I'm so sorry. So that's unfortunate because if Don did want to come up and chat, I wouldn't be able to hear what he was saying. Having said that, there's not much that he could say to me right now that would make any difference. So, what's everybody got to say about tonight? What went on? It sounded very scripted. Yeah. I mean, I just can't get my head around why they would that. I mean, was it to find out whether or not Mary was talking to Chris? Because surely that if she was, it was only going to get out and make them look absolutely fucking ridiculous. Or was it to get Mary to feel sorry for her so that she would drop the essay charges? I'm not really sure about that. But whatever it was, yeah, Julia, I mean, in a way I'm not shocked, but then I kind of am. Yeah, poor Summer. Poor Summer. Well, I'd like to think, that she would tell the authorities what she knows in exchange for some leniency, because she was one of the last ones there. But whether she would, I don't know. All this, yeah, she's a smart lady. A smart lady to a point. Just in, Ruth said, what's going on? Well, you just missed me, like, literally lose my shit on here nearly. Because I'm just angry. I don't know if you've watched Unmasked. If you haven't, you need to go across and watch it. I'm not angry at them. I was just angry at Candus, fake ball crying down the phone to Don's stepsister, trying to say that Donald had been arrested, and that's where it all come from. When all of this attention should be on Summer. But from the beginning, they've made it all about themselves. And I'm just absolutely disgusted. And if the TBI don't arrest these two this week, after I've handed in all my evidence of what how Grandus was incriminating Don in all those messages, plus all these people have come forward with SA allegations, one of which I know for definite is pressing charges, plus the missing child, plus the history of both of them that they've got criminally. Then I don't know what to say. Because how can you, I mean, I know there has to be evidence, but you've got somebody saying that she wants to press charges against him for SA. So why hasn't he been taken in for that? Why haven't they taken him in and grilled him over their child? Not taken him in and said, so what happened that night? Taking him in and physically grilled him for 48 hours until he literally can't speak because he's that tired. But what with all the history, the SA allegations, the evidence that I handed in, plus anything anybody else from around the area has handed in and people that know them, that they've still not been arrested. And not just me, but every single one of you 489 people that are probably listening right now are probably thinking exactly the same. Why haven't they been arrested? And it's driving me insane. Yeah, narcissistic to a fault. Because narcissists always want the emphasis and the interest and the attention on themselves, and that's all they've done from the beginning. Yep. If it looks like a duck, guys, it's a duck, you know? Yeah. Well, it's true. If it looks like a duck, it's a duck, you know? I'm going to have to start laughing or crying in a minute because I can't be angry. I'm going to need to go to sleep at some point this morning. Oh. The whole thing seems like a big hoax. Anybody watching this now obviously likes crime. They like to watch crime channels and things. We've all seen the missing persons cases before, over and over again. But how many times have you had a case where you've had the ducks? And how many times have you had a missing child with two parents that are obviously narcissistic, putting the attention on themselves, constantly on YouTube, being interviewed and trying to create narrative, SA allegations flying here, there, and everywhere, both of them with a huge criminal history? No, Ruth, I don't think it was. This was all a big hoax. Candus rang Don's stepsister, blubbering on the phone saying that Don had been arrested. And if you watch it on Unmasked, you'll find it on there. And she was crying and saying he'd been extradited to over to Boston, and he'd been arrested, and she was crying her eyes out and everything. Well, it was all a hoax. He's not been arrested. Yeah, me too, Sandy. Yeah, Candus, exactly. Candus started the rumour. But why? Who thinks that she did this in order to try and get Mary to drop these SA allegations out of guilt, or trying to get her to feel upset for Candus or something? I don't know, that's funny. Yeah. Let's hope they are lining up their ducks. I don't know, guys. There was plenty of videos that I could have made tonight, and I've just been too angry to do it, because every time I make a video, it's not about summer anymore, is it? I mean, the end result is summer. But it's about Donald every time. Donald gave an interview. Donald said this. Was Donald involved in the Mexican cartel? Was Donald doing this? Grandis said this about Donald. It's always about the parents. It shouldn't be about the parents. It should be about summer. But they've created that. They've wanted the attention on themselves, and they've took it off their own missing 5-year-old. But why? Was that so that we don't try and uncover what really happened? I still think it was an accident or something that happened that day, and I don't think she made it home. And I think Grandis knows more. As much as she seemed like a nice person when she was talking to me, she disappeared quickly enough off to Wisconsin. She. Is that bird still in the back of your car, Emma? No, I set it free yesterday. I tried to see if it'd fly. It still wouldn't fly. But I thought, well, I can't keep it in the car for the rest of its life. And it was looking really bored, staring at the inside of the box. So I just let it wander off, because I thought, well, at least it's happy wandering around. So, yeah, I rescued it. but I de-rescued it yesterday. Where is summer, Donnie? Where, and yeah, Donnie and Candus, where is summer? Well, Tiffany sent me something. She was saying, you know, there's a well not far from their property. Can't remember how far it was away. And she said that needs checking. Yeah, well, due to the fact that Hunter had said that right at the beginning on his Facebook page, quickly deleting it about how Candus had dumped Summer in a well, that would be a really good place to start. And if EquiSearch and TBI haven't already checked that, then I'd be surprised. Oh, Jacqueline, we're just about to finish. So I know there's not as many people in here as there usually would be because this was just, oh, Ruth, don't say that. Oh, my God. When did you hear that? Was that like something recent? Did it say whether they thought it was an adult or when was that on the news? Oh, gosh. Yeah, Hannah, right at the very beginning, when all this happened, Hunter placed on his Facebook page that Candus had dumped Summer in a well, but quickly moved the post. Now, somebody screenshotted it, and I've tried to find it, not been able to find it. So, but when Chris interviewed Hunter, I'm sure I asked him about that. So you might need to go back and watch that. So, yeah, but that would be a really good place to look. And there's caves and places, yeah, because Grandma knew where all the caves were and everything because, you know, they were always, like, collecting rocks and stones and things. TB says, yeah, Reverend Donna Safina did a reading on Summer. I need to check that out because she is so good. If you haven't already watched Reverend Donna Sarafina, is it? She's really good. Yeah, Donna, I think a lot of people have. It just seems to be going on and on and on, and the only new things we get is stuff to do with Don. And to be honest with you, I'm more fed up of hearing the word Don than the word COVID, to be honest. But you know what? I think this COVID has to do with what's gone on. All those children, I mean, there's been a few, hasn't there? I mean, I could probably name about 5 straight off. You know, all within the space of just as the COVID was starting to come to an end or starting to slow down. All these people trapped at home with children, some with learning difficulties, having to homeschool, suddenly being trapped in the same house, not going to work anymore, not being able to get away, visit friends, family. And I think a lot of people have gone into a depression where they've just stopped looking after the children. Some of them have got that fed up with their kids that they've just lost the plot with them. Yeah. Still not found or in an Orson. I think there's a lot more behind that though, to be honest. Yeah. So I just wanted to jump on really quickly and just basically air my frustrations. Thanks, Sheila. Love you too. Because I was just so angry that those two could yet again try and create another narrative, another story, when it should all be about Summer. But yet again, they make it not about Summer, they make it about themselves. And it just makes me angry, it makes me frustrated. And like I've already said earlier on in this video, I don't think they deserved her at all. I don't think they ever deserved her. And I'd just like to say one thing to them. Don't have any more kids. Anyway, guys, I need to drive home. It's been a long night shift. I need my bed. But it was nice seeing you all. And I'm sorry that I came on here shouting and swearing at everybody. That's probably the first time you've ever seen me angry. But every now and again, you know, things get to us. So, I will be doing a live in the next few days. Hopefully we'll have a bit more information. I will be able to talk over all of this again. I think it wasn't Candus we were talking to. Yeah, what do they call them? Voices behind the door actually said to me tonight on their live that they do believe now that it was grandma that I was talking to. And to be honest, I think they did. I think they always did, but it was difficult for them because they had grandma saying to them, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. And of course, they were more in with the family. They don't know me. They've never met me. They've never spoken to me. I'm just another channel. And so they knew them, and they're saying, no, it never happened. So they're going to listen to them, aren't they, you know? But she said to me tonight on the live that she believes that it was. So that was nice. But thank you, guys. Thank you. I'll try and sleep well, and if you haven't been to bed yet, please go to bed and please have a good sleep. And I'll talk to you again soon. Take care, everybody. Love you all. Bye. Bye.